If you have been looking for a way to start publishing book on Amazon KDP, this tutorial is for you. In this tutorial, I'm not going to waste much time here. I'm just going to dive right into it. I'm going to show you step by step how to get your product idea, how to create your product on Canva, and how to publish it on Amazon KDP. And of course, I have a description below with the links that I use, so it is very, very easy for you to get started. Without wasting much time, let's get working. So guys, the first thing we're going to do is to research on the kind of planner that we want to make. So we're going to come over to ChatGPT and we're going to tell ChatGPT to research and give us 5 trending planners that can potentially make us money when we sell them on Amazon. So all you need to do is to put something like kindly research Amazon KDP and give me top 5 planners I can sell to make money on Amazon KDP. So something like this, and then you prompt. So it's going to give you a research and then give you a breakdown of the kind of planners that you can make and sell. So as you can see, this is giving you a breakdown. So we have academic undated planner, that's the academic planners, fitness and wellness, long range planners, homeschool students, daily productivity, goal improvement planners. So depending on what you have interest in, it also gave you things to watch out, suggested audience combination and stuff like that you can use when you're uploading on Amazon KDP. But the important thing is to even get our structure first. So I think I like this daily productivity, goal, self-improvement. So I'm going to do something like daily productivity. So we need to create a structure for it. So I'm going to prompt it. I want to create something very, very simple and easy to do. So I want to create a girly daily productivity planner. I want it to be just a page planner and a page of notes. Kindly list out items or details that can be on the page. Let me say on the planner page. So something like this, and then we impute. So guys, just note that this is basically this will be done based on what you choose to create. But for this one, I feel like a girly daily planner is something that is trending and would be a nice idea for a planner. So you can see it's giving me girl productivity team. I'll have the date, the day of the week, the motivational quote or affirmation section, then productivity goal, top 3 priorities, space, hour and scheduling time block, to-do list, wellness and lifestyle touch. That you can do like a water intake thing. So it's giving me different things I can actually put on the page. So all this is now where your creativity will come into play. I'm just going to take you through how I would build something like this using Canva. So let's get right into the creative aspect. So when you're doing for Amazon KDP, it is important that I mention that you do the interior pages separately and then you do the cover of the book separately, which is what I'm going to be taking you through in this tutorial. So guys, we are now on Canva. This is my homepage on Canva. So what you want to do is you can search or just click on create, and then when you click on create, you can either customize if you have a particular thing in mind, or you can just search for maybe a planner or something. So depending on the size of the planner you want to make, my usual go-to is 8.5 by 11 inches, which is what I'm going to be using. If you want something smaller, you can do something like 7.5 by 10. So depending on what kind of planner, actually let's make this this a bit smaller because I want it to be something they'll be able to like carry around very, very easily, and 8.5 would be too big. So let's do 7.5 by 9.25. So we are going to first build our interior pages before we now do the cover, and then I'll show you how to upload it on Amazon. So based on what we had on our ChatGPT, so we have the header section which will have like the dates or like a motivational quote or affirmation. So let's just do something. Okay guys, so if I want to do something like this, I'm going to make it as girly as possible. So you'll be seeing lots of pinks and lots of purple. So first let's do the date. So we can come to element, let's come to element, and then let's look for florals. So under this part, anytime you see this icon, this crown icon, that means it's a premium option. If you're using the free Canva for now, just look for the ones that don't have that sign on them basically. So I'm just looking for something cute I can use by the edge. So something like this. And then I'm just going to reduce this then. So basically, this is based on what I want or what I think my audience would relate to. That is what we're going to be basically basing this on. So let me just have this here. And then another thing you need to understand is if you're uploading on Amazon KDP, we have what we call the bleed. When we say bleed, it means your designs reach the edge of this outline, but no bleed means your design does not reach this outline. Most times I design my content, that's my planner and my products, as no bleed. That's personally what I prefer, but depending on what you're creating, you can decide that. So I'm just going to do something for the dates where we can put the dates, and then where we can put like the motivation quotes, or where the user can actually add their own motivational quotes. So something like this, and then I'm going to make this white, and then I'm going to do the outline to be pink. So I feel like that would look nice. Yeah, something like this, and then we can then put text, add text, and then let's put date. So the user can decide what date they want. You can change it into cuter fonts if you want. So depending on what you're after. So let's put date, and then let's put motivational or affirmation. So you can put something like affirmation here, and then let's just resize this back here. So the user can write the dates of choice, so we don't decide for them depending on when they bought the planner, and then they can put the affirmation. So now this first part is done. So I'm going to go back to ChatGPT and check what next we have. So on ChatGPT, we have the productivity core, that is top 3 priorities, space to write the tasks for the day. So that is what we're going to do next. So I'm just going to go back to Canva, and then I'm going to duplicate this. Like I said, this is something very, very easy. I wanted it to be something very, very easy that my audience would be able to do. So let's use this way. So I'll just duplicate this, one of these words, and then so we're going to do top 3 priorities for the day. So top 3 priorities for the day. So I'm just going to elongate this so it fits into the box. And then we can elongate this a bit Actually, let me do this halfway. That way I'm able to fit in something else here. So now that you have this, we can go to elements and then we can look for checklists. So let's look for checklists. So you can set different times, and like I said, depending on what you're using, if you have the free version, just make sure you avoid things that have crown. But if you have like the paid version, then you can use if you have the paid version, you can use this, but if you don't have, just avoid ones with the crown. So I'm going to just use this because it's free, and then I'll try and fit this in here. So let's elongate this a bit. So this way the user can write what they want and then they can tick it. So since this is here, let's add something like a water intake tracker. So let's do like a water tracker. We can get one under the elements. So let's open this. So basically you look for something you like, or we can combine. You can see this is a mood tracker, but this is paid for. So let's see if we can get something free for the water intake. If not, I'll just have to use what I have available to me. So guys, after checking carefully, I noticed there's no free one, but because I want this to be completely free elements, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can create the water tracker on your own, like from scratch, and then the mood tracker as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for glass of water, so something like this, and then we look for the free one. So this is free, and then I'm just going to add this to the page, and then we make it very small. So let's put this here. Let's make it, yeah, something like this. Yeah, this is nice. So I'm just going to leave the water blue, and then we just need shapes. Yeah, something like this, but a bit smaller. Yeah, so this size is okay, and then we're just going to make it colored, something light. So let's do light pink, just so it goes with the theme. So basically the owner is going to mark at the point in time during the day when they take water. So we're going to make this 8, equivalent to the number of liters you should take per day. So I'm just going to do this quickly. So guys, this is the complete water tracker, and then the next thing we're going to do is to do the mood tracker. So we're going to go back to our elements here, and then we're going to search for emojis basically. So we have the laughing one, the smiling, everything. So we're going to use this to build our emoji. So I'm just going to create it quick. All you need to do is to highlight the different moods of the day, the smiling, the sad, happy, and all that. And then we arrange them and we put boxes like this under them. So guys, as you can see, I'm done with the mood tracker as well. So this is looking good. So the next thing we need to do is to do the an hourly chart for the day to show like activities that is being done. So I'm just going to double this, and then I'll do this all the way down a bit, and then yeah, we're good to go. This is just going to show like the major activities of the day. So here we're going to put like the hours of the day. So I'm thinking I should use like 7 a.m. till maybe 9 p.m. for the whole day. So I'm just going to duplicate this, and then you're going to have something like 7 a.m. So 7 a.m. and then we're going to put a line to like demarcate where you can write something on. So I'm just going to click on L. If you're using your laptop, just click on L, and then you have the line pop up, and then I'm going to make the line pink as well, just because it's a girly theme. So we're going to do the same thing all over till 9 p.m. So let me quickly do that and show you how it will look. So guys, just take a look at this. So I'm done with the hourly schedule. So the next thing we need to do now is to do like a gratitude section, and then probably a self-care section. So I'm just going to duplicate this so I don't have to create it from scratch, and then I'm going to reduce this size so it fits into our current size. Yeah, so something like this. Then I'm going to reduce this here. Yeah, so I'm just going to duplicate this again so we have something balanced. So yeah, something like this. And then so I'm just going to duplicate this, and then I'll bring it here, and then we're going to have daily gratitude, or what am I grateful for today. Yeah, so something like this. So let's just make it fit. We can reduce the font to make it fit. So let's do something like this. And then I'll just put this here. Or probably cut it into 2 lines just so it fits. Okay, this isn't bad. And then I can reduce like the line spacing a bit. Yeah, so something like this. What am I grateful for today? And then something like my self-care for the day. My self-care for the day. Yeah. So this part will be where they will list out their self-care for the day, and then this part is where they're going to list out what they're grateful for the day. So very, very nice and easy. You can decide to add lines, which I love to do. So we'll just click on L, and then we're going to bring this here and reduce the size so it fits into our space. So I'll just go ahead to duplicate this and then arrange it, and then I'll show you how it looks. So guys, this is what we have. Very, very easy and simple to do. You can add more if you want. That is, if you want maybe more florals or something, you can add them. For instance, I can add like a floral by the side of the end. So let's just look for floral borders. Yeah, something like this. And then just look for something simple, not too much. Okay, so I think I like this one and it's free. So I'm just going to turn this around. And then I'll just bring it here, probably a little bit smaller because I don't want it to get in the way of the sizing that I want. And then I can change this color. I'll change it into pink so it goes along. So yeah, something like this. You can decide to add love hearts, different things depending on what kind of planner you're making. So this is a simple page of a planner, like a daily planner, and then you can decide to add something like my daily planner on the heading. So you can come here and then have something like my daily planner, and then I'll just change this font, just change it into something more fancy. So let's change this to daydream, and then I'll just enlarge the spacing a bit. Yeah, so something like this. And then I can change the color to pink if I want. So I don't really like how it looks here, so I'm gonna remove it, honestly, but I like this. So, and then we can do the notes section now. We just have to write something like my daily notes, and then we can make it cursive, then put it at the top here. Yeah, something like this. And then I'll probably change this into pink, just so it goes along with the theme of the book. And then the next thing I'm going to do is as always, I need a floral theme so it goes in line. So I'll just look for something like pink rose. Yeah, something like this. Okay, let's look for something free. Do we have something free? Okay, I like this. This looks cute. I like this as well. Since it's girly, should we go for this instead? Yeah, I love this. I'm in love with this. Okay, so this looks nice. So once you have this here, then we need to do the lines. So I'll just click on L like I always do. And then we're going to make sure this fits in properly. So I'm just going to elongate this. Make sure you're taking cognizance of your borders and edges. And then I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this so it matches this. But for the other line, we have to start from the beginning so you can see. And then let's elongate this a bit. Yeah, okay. My cursor, what is wrong with you? Okay, I finally got it. So that is that, and then you can just duplicate this to fit. You can decide how wide you want it to be, and then let your Canva do the rest. So I'll just duplicate this until I'm almost at the end, taking cognizance of my. So just take a look at this, guys. This is so lovely. You can start to bring this down a bit more. Yeah, I love this. So guys, once you have that, we're going to click on the grid view. So we have our 2 pages, and then you're just going to go ahead and duplicate this into as much as you can. The minimum you can do for planners and journals is 72 pages if you want to print. So I'm just going to quickly do that, and then I'll come back and show you how it looks like. And then I'm going to show you how you can create the cover, and then how you can upload on Amazon KDP. So let's do this, guys. So guys, just take a look at this. I've already duplicated the pages. I haven't added like a cute place that they can put their name. So overall, I think I have 70 something pages now, which means, yeah, I have 76 pages, which means it is ready. So now that I have my interior done, the next part we are going to do is the cover. So to do the cover, we have a platform that is called KDP calculator. This is the link. I'm going to drop it in the description so you don't have to stress yourself. So this allows you to get the exact measurement you need to use to create the cover. For the cover of Amazon KDP, we do it in landscape, unlike when you're doing ebooks and other design that are in the portrait format. And on Amazon KDP, we have 2 types of back cover. We have the hardcover and the paperback. I usually go for the paperback because it's cheaper to produce. So depending on what kind of product you want, or the kind of target audience you have, or how affordable you want it to be, you can decide which one to use. So for this one, we're going to do the paperback, and for the interior, I usually use standard color, but feel free to use black and white if you want it cheaper. And then for the paper type is white paper, and then the reading okay, I haven't selected. We're going to use the white paper, and then for the reading direction, we're going to use left to right, because I think that's what English language uses. And then for the measurement, I always use inches because that's easier for me to use on Canva. And then for the interior trim size, so for this interior trim size, you can go back to your file, that's the interior file, and then you click on this file by the left hand side. So this is your interior size, 7.5 inches by 9.25. So you're going to go back to your calculator, and then you look for 7.5 by 9.25 and pick it, and then the number of pages that you have. So overall, I think I have 76 pages. So after you fill in all this information, then you click on calculate dimension. So you can see this is like, you can download the template, or you can just get the width and the height. What I like doing most times is I just get the width and the height to use. So I'm going to copy this width, Ctrl+C, and then I know our height is 9.5, and then I'll go back to my home page, on Canva. So when we are back on our home page on Canva, just like we did for the interior, we are also going to do the same process for the cover. So back here, we're going to click on create. After we click on create, we're going to click on custom size. This way we're able to input what we got. So we have our width, which I already copied previously. Okay, so this is in pixels. I need to change it into inches, and then you can place the correct thing, and then our height is 9.5. So once this is done, then you click on create a new design, and it will have that exact measurement. Can you see that we picked? So this is where you can get creative with your cover. You can design your cover using AI, which is already embedded on Canva as well if you are on the pro version. If you are not on the pro version, you can create it on ImageFX or ChatGPT. So I'm just going to give something simple, something like create an image of let me use a woman dressed in jeans and a top. Her skin is Black American or Black British or Black African, whatever you want. Caramel, shining. She has a joyful expression on and is wearing sunglasses. Okay, so something like this, and then just click on generate image and let AI do the work. So guys, it gave us 4 options, so you just have to pick which one you like. If you don't like any one of these, you can adjust this. Like, she has too much revealing features, so I want it to be modest, so I'll put a long sleeve top, a long sleeved, let's use maybe shirt instead, so that way is more modest. Yeah, so let me use a woman avatar, so something like this, and then let's generate it again. Okay guys, so I think this is better. So I think I like this first one, so I'm going to pick the first one. And so it's important that you understand that the right hand side where this picture currently is, that will be the front, and then the left hand side would be the back. So I'm just going to position this almost to the middle of the page. That's almost to the middle of this design. So when you have it there, and then I'm just going to elongate this. So we're going to do a very simple design. So let's say something like this, and then you can have the back cover. If you want, you can have like patterns on the back cover. You can write something there, but usually I just go for like patterns. So I'll just do like heart patterns on the elements, and then I'll look for just something cute that I can use. So maybe something like this, and then I'll just place this over here. Let's elongate this a bit, and we ensure we give a bit of space for the spine, or you can just make everything covered up. And then I'm going to reduce the transparency. Yeah, so something like this, and then I can then add text to the front cover. So something like my daily productivity journal, my daily productivity journal. And then you can have this maybe somewhere here. Let's broaden this a bit, and then let's change the color. Okay, let's change the color of the font, and then we're also going to need to change the font itself to something more better. So I want this to be a bit more visible, so I'm going to come to effects. I can do something like this, or I can just give it a background of pink. So basically just do something simple and nice. So I can broaden this a bit more so it's very clear. So something like this, or you can change the image into maybe doing exercise, doing self-care, something cool. But basically you can do something simple for your journal or your planner. So now that this is done, we're going to download both the interior and exterior, and then we're going to upload it on Amazon KDP. And then it is important to know that if you're downloading, you download the PDF print. So when you click on share, download, you come over here and then you click the options, and then when the option pops out, we are going to use the PDF print. Yeah, and then we're going to click on download. So we're going to do the same here, and then we'll do the same for the interior as well. So guys, we are now here on the Amazon KDP. All you need to do is to come to kdp.amazon.com/en_us. I'll drop the link for you in the description. Once you get here, log in with your email, create an account, and then voila, you'll be here. So this is where you do your publishing. So to get started, all you need to do is to click on create a new title or series, and then it will bring out these options. So depending on what you are publishing, you pick an option. So I used a paperback, so I'm going to click on create paperback. Now once you click on create paperback, you can then add all the necessary information. So for the book title, I'm going to go for something like my daily productivity planner. Okay, and then if it's a series you intend doing, you add a series. If it has an addition number, you add it. Basically you add all necessary information, then you put your author name. So I'm going to use my name, or you can decide to use a pen name if you want. Okay, so if you have any contributing authors, you add their name as well. Then you put the description. For the description of the book, I'm going to show you an easy way to do it. So you come over to ChatGPT, and then when you're on ChatGPT, click on this add, and then what we're going to do is we're going to attach the file that we downloaded. So once we attach the file, we'll be able to use it to get information about it. So we're going to tell it to analyze the attached file. I intend publishing on Amazon KDP using the information on there. Kindly assist create a suitable SEO rich description, and also search word tags suitable to push my product on the marketplace. Yeah, so something like this. Okay, so we need to enter and then allow ChatGPT to give us the information. So you can see it gave us a description, and then it also gave us categories we can use and also our keyword tags. So we're just going to come here and then copy this. Okay, and then we're going to go back to our Amazon account and then paste it here. Very nice and easy. Yeah, so no need for any stress. And then over here you click I own the copyright. Yeah, this doesn't have this. Then you pick the age. Usually I do like 15 or 14, and then to 18 plus, and then always make sure you're picking the amazon.com so it's available globally. And then you're going to go ahead and choose a category. So this category usually should fall under maybe self-help. Yeah, and then you can pick if it's a planner. Okay, so we have time management. Just pick what is closest to what you want the book to achieve. Sometimes I pick general, and then let's pick success. So something like this, and then save categories. So when you're done, since this is a planner, we're going to click on it is a low content book, and then this is where you are going to input your keywords. So you can just go back and forth from ChatGPT and paste the keywords. So as you can see, I've already inputted all the necessary information we need, and then your book will be published same date as it was released. And then so release your book for sale now, and then let's click on continue to proceed. Okay, so publish without ISBN because it's a low content book, or if you have an ISBN you can add it. And then the interior, we're going to go for the standard colored interior, and then for the trim size we're going to select a different one. I think we use 7.5 by 9.25. And then of course, like I explained, we're going to go with no bleed. And then matte means like a dry cover, glossy means a shiny cover. I usually do matte. And then you're going to upload your manuscript, the one we downloaded previously. So I'm just going to click on this, and then we'll give it a couple of seconds, and then it will upload. So you can see it was uploaded successfully. And then for this one, we're going to click that we want to upload our own cover since we already designed one. So we're going to click on this, and then we click on the cover, and it will also upload on here. So it will take a couple of minutes to process, and then you can go ahead and input other information. So did you use AI in creating text or images? So since I used it to create an image, I'll pick yes, but we are going to pick for just what we do. So this one will be none. For the images, we're going to put one or few with extensive image, and then I'll use Canva here. And then for translations, I'll put none. So basically, and then if you didn't use any AI, by all means click on no. So once that is done, we're going to click on launch previewer. This will allow you to see how it would look like when it's been printed, or if there's any issue, so you can correct it before you go ahead and print. So you can see, guys, everything is perfect. If you follow this tutorial just like I did, you won't have any issues if you followed how I explained or how I did it. So this is how it would look like. If you want to change anything, you can go ahead, go back and change, but this is basically how it would look like when it's printed. If there's any issues with your manuscript, it's going to show you here under quality check. So once this is done, you go ahead and click on approve, and then we go on to the next part. So once it's approved, it's going to come here. You can see this is what it will cost Amazon to print it for you. So we're going to click on save and continue, where you input your own price. So guys, if you've watched up to this extent, please don't forget to like, subscribe and share. So under the territories, I usually pick all territories, but if you have certain territories that you want it to be, then you can click on individual territories and select, but usually I use all territories. So over here is showing me where it is not available, which is really fine because my main target audience are not here, so it's fine. So you come down to your price, and then you pick a price that is suitable for you. So for something like this, I can decide to do $10, and then in pounds it's going to be £7.37, which I feel is not bad. So this is the price, this is the printing, and then my royalty will come down to this. So this is where it gets very important. So if you feel like your royalties is too little, then come back here and change your price until you have something you feel is okay for you. So now that I have it on £11, you can say my royalty will be £3.73, which is still fair, and £15 or £11 is not too much for a planner. So all these things are things that you would consider. So once you do this, you just click on publish your paperback, and then it should be published within 72 hours if it doesn't have any issues. So guys, that is how you do it. Let me know if you have any questions. If you have any questions, I'll be with you in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and share with people who might need this. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.